Here we are back in Johannesburg, South Africa. As you can see, we've got the J&B Stadium behind us, the site of the 2010 World Cup Series. And back here we also have again the tower and the city of Johannesburg. Kind of see it there in the background. And back to our feature of the month, we have Joseph Matabane. He's a
Hello.
native of South Africa,
Yes.
and he also is in the aviation industry. He created, or I should say started, his aviation networking platform called
Yeah.
FlyZulu.
Yeah.
Joseph, just tell us about how you started FlyZulu and tell us about your platform.
Right. So I started FlyZulu last year about it or so. I started it because at the time when I established it, I didn't really see a lot of like African content on the internet with regards to aviation. And also at the time I was flying on microflight on simulator, and I wanted to see like what is actually happening within the industry and what is happening with regards to flying, so that then I can improve my skill. And with a lot of content that I saw was like from overseas and all these international people, and when you needed information that is like always readily available was stuff from like outside of Africa. So then I then got together with friends of mine, and we had our own little WhatsApp group, and we kind of like exchanged like information and the things we found out in aviation and all of that. And I was curious to and keen actually to expand, and when I wanted us to engage with a lot more people and meet with a lot more people in the industry of aviation, to
Right.
kind of like exchange all of these conversations with. And they were very skeptical, and they weren't really open to it, and they were like, go ahead, start something else on your own, we'll support it and stuff. And so that's when I started FlyZulu. It was initially called ZS Flyers. ZS because a lot of I'd say modern aircraft, modern commercial aircraft in South Africa, they are registered ZS in whatever code.
Gotcha.
So that's how it started. That's how the name came from. That's where the name comes from. And as time went on, as you know, as I had more conversation with people within the industry, they read it as Zulu Sierra, and I was like, that's too long, and also ZS itself is a bit too, it doesn't really roll off the tongue that well.
Right.
So I was like, what, actually Fly Zulu, that works. And so on WhatsApp, then we started to grow. The numbers just started to climb, and the people were, on the group, and we were like exchanging conversation, exchanging information, and really inspiring one another. And everyone kind of like gave me pressure to say, move it over to Facebook, because like we're climbing so well, and the people that we had on there at the time were great. I mean, we had some really, really amazing international aviation bloggers on the group. There's Fly Ronnie from the Middle East, and Homer. I don't know if you guys know the guy. He always like flies on Qatar, and he makes like he does his flight experience
Like a
videos.
vlog.
Yeah,
Kinda.
he's a vlogger, and he's also on Instagram too. But he's quite a prominent blogger, and he was a part of it, and he still supports and checks up on me every now and again to see how
So
everything is going.
you would
So
say you made a lot of connections through your platform?
yeah, yeah,
Like you were able to jump seat on Mango.
yeah.
So tell us about that a little bit. That kind of
No.
excites me.
Yeah. I mean, look, I'm not gonna lie. FlyZulu has actually opened a lot of doors for me within the industry, and I get to experience quite a lot of fun stuff. I get invited a lot to a lot of fun things. But in exchange for that is that of course I need to like highlight it and talk about it, and so that then we really get the message out. And when we were just on WhatsApp, it was just a lot of conversation. And then when we went on Facebook, I personally didn't expect us to grow to the numbers that we're at now.
Right. Yeah.
Because
Facebook will grow you.
yeah, because it was just like 30, like 20, 10 of us on like WhatsApp, and then now we're sitting at like 1,700 on Facebook.
Right.
Going back to your question about the mango flight thing, sometimes, when you establish something and you really believe in it, you gotta sometimes just push the boundaries a little and test the limit. I always test my limits. And so what happened was, I was flying down Cape Town, and Mango had somehow messed up my ticket. And so at the desk when I was checking in, they told me that no, my ticket was cancelled. I freaked out, and they said, well, you can pay for it again, and then like we'll reimburse you or something like that. There was some kind of confusion like that. So I was like miffed and angry. And
Right.
then so
Right.
prior to the flight, I
Understandably.
saw the captain and the first officer, the crew basically, for the flight. And I was just like, you know what, I need to like, get over this piss offity. And then I went to the captain. I was like, hey, hi, listen, I had a bad experience, checking into this flight. Can I possibly ride jump seat? And I also told him about FlyZulu, and at the time we were just on WhatsApp. And he's like, yeah, sure. And then he spoke to the purser, and he was like, make sure that when boarding is finished, make sure you come to the cockpit. And everyone was like, okay, cool. And got on the plane, and then everyone, all the other passengers got on. Oh, okay, all the passengers got on, and then after getting on, the person then took me to the cockpit, and dude, it is the most incredible thing out ever. That
That's
rush,
awesome.
that racing down the runway, and you see the edge of the runway come to you, and then you just take off. That is beautiful.
Right.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, aviation is an awesome thing. It brings the world together. So
Yeah, I mean, look, you were part of, I don't know, we met on Facebook, and like we connected on the net, and like, look, here we are, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you're part of the FlyZulu network, and we hope to like really see a lot of your content, and on the platform, we really would love to be that premium African networking platform or sharing platform in aviation that really takes the African airspace to the world, because that's my key interest right now, and that's my key goal, to really bring what Africans do to the world.
Not with those Airbuses.
Hey, look, Airbus, Cessna, Boeing, Gulfstream, whatever rocks your boat, just fly, share, and let's show what the world we can do. We're Africans, so
Right. All right. Thanks, Joseph.
cool.